Hello and good morning, Soul Tribe Collective, new listeners, returning listeners, subscribers, of course. I'm finding myself in rare air today, again. And I'm remembering some things, some miracles that I've been a part of this lifetime. You know, outside of healing in my own body, um, sources bringing back to me some times when I spoke and the enemy showed up, but the enemy didn't win. And or times when just someone else's faith needed to be they needed to see. Okay. There was one instance that I'm recalling right before I pressed record, and I'm going to be talking about flying monkeys and their church cults in Covens. That's what I'm going to be talking about on this during this video session, whatever. Okay. Again, I hope you're doing well, collective. I hope you are continuing on your journey, and I don't know, you know, in a way, and not in a mean way, but in a way, I'm kind of like, I'm getting mine. Y'all better take care of whatever the fuck y'all need to do in order to get yours. I'm kind of in that mood, like kind of in that like I done gave y'all karmic ass the tools. Y'all do it. What you, like? I'm kind of in that mood, right? Like, yeah, you know. Because I mean, at some point, once you have to do an assessment and say, okay, at some point, we've gone through in the Western English language, we've gone through the alphabet, all 26 letters, 25 times in one class. Now, it's your turn, little Johnny. And Johnny still can't get past B. Okay? Okay, well, I understand, Johnny, you might need some remedial training. Okay? So, Johnny, you can't go on to graduate with the rest of the class 331 on the timer. That's because people were using my social security number. And so, I'll probably need to be issued another one, by the way, for us, for the intuitive FBI and CIA agents and, yeah, undercover PIs and detectives. Intuitive judges, law enforcement, and again, continue to prophesy and protect them, and speak clarity to them, collective, please. Okay, please, because they are really the only sidekicks we have on this planet in the 3D. We don't have any others, and they are few in number, like we are. Okay, so yeah, right. And thank you to all of you. So, yeah, flying monkeys and cults and church covens. So I'll take to you. So I will, for the most part, speak from a confirmation. from a first-hand experience. Okay? And for those of you who are new to the channel or listening to me for the first time, um, excuse me, then just understand, or no, I guess you don't have to understand, but just know that my journey has not been ordinary, and it was never meant to be from the beginning. Okay? Um, and but what I know about my journey today, and the flying monkeys, and church cults and covens, and what has been my experience thus far. Mm-hmm. And highest divine white light, I ask that you and esoteric wisdom speak through me, as always. And so my journey, much like many of you listening to this, or who, yeah, at whenever time in your journey, it's not been ordinary. There were times when I ignored indicators. There were times when I overstayed my welcome in situations. But divine is bringing back to me times when I showed up as source in someone's life. And it was 7-Eleven on the timer. And Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:37 a.m.
Okay, 9:37. And so I get a call one day from a friend, okay? Back then, a friend. He relocated away from Central Florida, I think, to Arkansas. Him and his family did. I believe his name is Jason Kelly, but that might be incorrect. It must be. Yep, it must be. I literally just looked up at the screen, the echo screen, and it has the name Jason on it. So it must be, his name must be Jason Kelly. Okay, so here's the story about me and Jason's short interaction and short friendship. Okay, so I met Jason at the Rock of Central Florida, located at 6641 South State Road, or excuse me, West State Road 46, 2 miles west of Interstate 4 in Sanford, Florida. During the 20 years that I was there, I met him probably around 2009 or 10. Probably I met Jason. Him and his family came to the Rock. They came there from Panama City, Florida. Again, any names and numbers, synchronicities, for synchronicities, and you might want to okay. So I don't remember his wife's name, and they did have a couple of kids, but he had a minivan. Um, and we had gone on a cruise. We went on a men's advance, the men at the Rock of Central Florida, and we went on this men's advance in 2011, and was it 2011? 9, 11, somewhere in there. Between 9 and 11, somewhere in there. And I think it was our first men's advance, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a cruise, okay? And so we went, him and I, we rode together and we rode with Steve, who was the senior minister at the Rock of Central Florida. Steve drove his truck, so we were in his truck. So Steve Parker. By the way, I've been seeing a lot of Parker and Son signs and all of that stuff down here. I saw a truck yesterday that said Parker and Sons. Okay, so Steve Parker and those he considers spiritual sons, they're also flying monkeys. Okay, one of them was not president, but nurse to President George W. Bush. Left and then came back. They've been tracking me my whole life. Okay, it's not a coincidence. Oh, also, that same nurse was at duty stations with me in the military. And I didn't know that until I met him when I ETS'd out of the military and met him at the Rock of Central Florida. He is a minister on staff there again after he took half the congregation with him in 2013 and almost destroyed that house or religious organization. Might have been for the better, but that's, yeah. Okay? So flying monkeys, church cults, and covens is what we're talking about here. Confirmation 1111, train horn confirmation 2. In fact, let me open up the window. It's still a little cool. It's 64 degrees outside. 64, 46 might be significant for you. Steve was birthed in 1946, or excuse me, 1964. He wouldn't like that, I guess, to make him 18, whatever years older than me. Right. But Steve was birthed on 11/26, 1964. Okay. And so I knew when I got in the truck and we were on our way to Cape Canaveral for this cruise in Florida, Holy Spirit immediately told me that I want you to sow into Jason. And now I'm confident that, yeah, that's definitely his name. Holy Spirit was like, I want you to sow into Jason. I was like, okay, well, all right, well. All right, and on the cruise, right, and all that, we hung out. He wasn't my roommate. I was roommate with Russell Wheatley, who again is the gentleman that I was fairly close to, him and his family. His wife's name is Kathy. They have a daughter named Shelby, who's married in her late 20s, and they have another daughter who was the rebellious one, I guess you could say. I'm sure Shelby's done some rebellious things in her time, but I don't know what their other daughter name is. No, I don't recall. And I only met her when I met Russell's mother when he was getting ready to ascend, okay, due to brain cancer in 2016. So, but she has a son and his name is Jake. That name might be significant for you. Okay. And I believe Tommy is one. Yes, Tommy. Okay. She has two, Tommy and Jake. Okay. All right. She has a daughter, but I don't remember her name. So on the cruise, me and Chris, something about Chris. Okay. So again, all flying monkeys, all of these names that I mention here, unless I say otherwise, are all part of the Flying Monkey Coven conspiracy on my journey. Again, from 11/29/1974 to 10/31/2024. Okay, and so for all the activities and all of that, and all of that, me and Jason, we hung out. Even when we went to, their private island. It was a Royal Caribbean cruise, which is much better than Carnival in my opinion. Um, but he and we hung out, right, lunch together on Coco Cay, right, and all of that. When we went to their private island, I think that's the name of it. Yeah, that's the name of it. And funny joke, as we were walking back from the water, we had walked out to the water and on some big sand. I don't know if you call them sand dune. I don't know what you call them. But anyway, it was a part. It was a big. It was built up sand. Okay, where the water would lightly come over, but it was high enough out of the water to where it wasn't constantly covered in water, but it was out kind of in the middle of the water, right? So you had to kind of walk out, wade out there or whatever. And yeah, okay. Someone's name might be Wade or last name Wade. And we were coming back, and there was a couple that were lounging on some lounge chairs on the shore. And this woman, we had a conch shell. We had found this. It was a big conch shell. Now we weren't aware that we couldn't take these back on. We weren't aware that we couldn't take these on ship. But anyway, so we found this shell out there, and I don't know if he was carrying it or I was carrying it. I don't know who was carrying it. But this woman says, uh, "Hey, do you know that that conch is an aphrodisiac?" And me and Jason looked at each other like, and her husband's laying there, right, next to her, and me and Jason look at each other like, okay, 65 plus year old woman, we wish you well, and it's good to know that you're feeling young and spry. And we just kind of, it's kind of like, oh, wow, kind of carried on, right? But we talked about that kind of off and on for the rest of the day, like, what in the, what, what was that, right? So we get back from the cruise, okay, and he reaches out to me. Yeah, I let him know that anything you need, Jason, let me know, whatever. And he reaches out to me, okay, and he lets me know he's having some car trouble, and he's at a gas station just down the road outside of their subdivision, but he doesn't know anyone else here, or perhaps no one else was answering. He might not have known anyone else here really, because I think they were again fairly new. They weren't at the Rock for very long. I don't know if they were there for a full year, and so I said, "Oh yeah, Jason." I thought about it for a minute about whether or not I should go or could go, and this was still during on the heels of the Great Recession, so cash flow was suspect. I was still in school, pursuing an accounting degree, and so yeah, okay. So he was probably from where I was 45 minutes to an hour, because back then there was no highway between Seminole and Lake County yet. Today there's a highway, so it's about 25-minute drive, but back then it was about an hour and plus if you middle of the day rush hour traffic, because it's just local roads. And so I get out there at this Circle K that might be significant, or the letter K, and he's parked there. I get in the van and he explains to me what's going on. He says, I don't know, I went into the gas station. He said I came out and I put the key in the ignition. The key would not come out, so he could not get the key out of the ignition, and the key would not start the car. So the key would not start the car, but the key was stuck in the ignition. Perplexing. And it was obviously it was the right key, and all of those things. Battery fine, all of that's good. And so we're sitting there. Jason's in the passenger front seat. I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just listening to what he's sharing with me. I already know that it's a time and a moment for Highest Divine White Light to show up. I already know that. I know that when I'm going out there. I know that when he contacted me. Okay? So I go out there, and I'm sitting with him. And I'll check out a couple of things, here, there. Wiring. I don't know if I had a multimeter. I might have had a multimeter, checking voltage. Like, there's nothing's, everything's good. What is this? And I already knew that it was for some other purpose and reason. So we're sitting there, and I don't know how much time had gone by, 20, 30 minutes maybe. And I said, well, Jason, I said something like, I don't know, we've done everything we can. I said, Yahweh, I said, I know you wanted me to come over here for Jason and I literally said this out loud as he's sitting there. I know you wanted me to come over here for Jason and I to spend this time together for communing, for for relationship, for whatever. Okay. But he needs his van to start. And I remember that part specifically. He needs his van to start for him and his family so that, he can continue to go to work and whatever else. Okay. Get the groceries home to his family because he had groceries in the car. And I said, Most High, well, I said Yahweh, yeah. Um, if you are happy with our time here and the communing that's happened between Jason and I, he needs his vehicle to start now. I looked at Jason, I turned the key, and the van started up. And they drove that van from Florida to Arkansas or Tennessee or wherever they ended up going. True story. True story. Okay? So, Most High is reminding me about the miraculous things that I've been a part of, and how He's used me. I don't like how they've used me, and my focus journey for the last 20 years has been Central Florida. So I'll speak a lot to that. How He used me in Central Florida to wake up the giants, the sleeping giants that were in that region of the world. Steve was told that he was going into the land of the giants in 1999 when he went there, confirmation with that overhead flight. Um, and I didn't know Steve in 1999. Okay. Steve might have known me. Um, and I don't say that like because of like egotistically. I say that because the way that the Illuminati and these cults and covens and all of that, again, I was in Houston, Texas at the age of 11 when Steve Parker was there. Okay. We are 10 years and 3 days apart. That's a 13. Okay. Um, by the way, that could be today. Okay. It's 10:31, but 13:31, same thing. Okay. Energetically speaking. So, another time, when Most High used me, He used me for all 20 years that I was at the Rock as a demonstration of the Rock, a physical representation of the Rock. Everything that the Rock of Central Florida went through between 2003 and no, between 2007 and 2022, I experienced in my own life. Okay. So again, you do your self-evaluation and you determine if you've had similar experiences or what have you, and how they are intrinsic to your journey. I didn't realize that until I had long left. I was here in Arizona when I realized that I was a physical embodiment of the Rock of Central Florida. And there's a video on this platform, 2 videos on this platform sharing that. One of them I am a bit hysterical, I will warn you, as I was coming into that realization. I did notice some synchronicities over the years, but I didn't think that I was the physical embodiment of that place. But I was. And now that I've been released from all of that, um, So in 2013, when that guy, Tom, Tom's first name's Thomas, okay, Tom, who was the nurse to former President George W. Bush when he was president, okay, he was his nurse for 4 years. I don't, I don't remember if it was his first term or second term. I don't. Had to be his first term. It was in 2004, so it had to be his first term. And I think maybe it was the second. I don't know. Anyway, and when that gentleman came back, he joined the Rock of Central Florida in 2018 as a minister on staff. Eventually, him and his wife, they get together, talk amongst themselves and others, and they secretly go off and build another church, okay, and take again a large part of the people with them from the Rock of Central Florida. Steve says he almost closed the Rock of Central Florida at that time, and perhaps because of all of their wickedness and his failure to really truly hear Highest Divine White Light's voice, even though he claims to hear God's voice. You can't claim to hear God's voice and then deny the earth angel that was sent to you, you dumb cocksucker. Okay? You can't do that. Okay? That's like saying God is Lord of all my life, and then I go out there and become a serial killer. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why the fuck would I go out there and become a serial killer if Highest Divine? That doesn't make sense. That's a contradicting. Those actions are contradicting the statement and the action. Okay? With my mouth, I proclaim one thing, but my actions show another. That is the flying monkey karmic. Okay? That is the flying monkey karmic. Okay? So he doesn't believe and he doesn't hear from God. Not the one I do. Highest Divine White Light. Okay? Lord of the Sheep. Okay? Lord of Archangel Michael. Not that one. Not that one. He can't. So he's blind and he's leading the people blindly. Okay? And so, thank you for the confirmation. So, I am curious, I will have to say I am curious about specifically what Steve and his Parker family's karma is going to be because of the responsibility over those sent to him that he had over me that he did not protect. I wonder what his karma is going to be. I am really, really interested and curious about that. Confirmation. I am really, really curious about it because, again, because of the level of responsibility placed in his hands regarding those who are sent to him. I'm really, really curious. And that's one I've been waiting for that karma or justice as eagerly as I've been waiting for the Scorpios and Judys. In fact, maybe a little more so because I was probably equally as fierce about Steve or towards Steve as I was about the Scorpio. Okay? Some people I just chalk it up to they're just a dumbass, they're ignorant, they're easily led. Okay? But them two, like Kevin, them two and Kevin and Janet, their karma is going to be a step up above everybody else's. And if it wasn't, then that's my judgment as a judge on this earth today. That's my judgment against them. Steve, your karma. Kim, your karma, okay, will be twice as bad as everybody else who came against me. So yours will be twice as bad as Samuel's. Steve, Kim, your family's karma, until you repent to me and come clean of the lies and deceit, your karma will be twice as bad. You get a double portion. You get a double portion. Steve, I wonder what your son Stephen's saying to you today. Has he spoken to you spiritually, esoterically? Have you heard from him? What has he told you today? Kim, what has Stephen said to you? What has Highest Divine White Light said to you? What have you seen? Okay. What synchronicities, Jenny Kerner? What synchronicities have you seen that let you know shit has hit the fan? Okay, 3111 on the timer. Confirmation with the rev. Thank you, Aaron. Okay. So these cults and covens are a very intricately woven system of karmic deities and spirits that have allowed, let's go there. Beings, I'll start there. Beings that have allowed dark energy, confirmation, to come and take over them. So the dark energy says, and that individual said, yes. And the karmic energy says, how would you like to be rich? I want to be rich. Remember that song? Who sings that song? I don't know. And they invited this dark spirit into their house, their body. They could have done this through witchcraft, moon magic, water spells, beauty spells, okay? Because if the recipient, the intended recipient, is protected, it's going to bounce back. 3311. It's going to bounce back. Something's canceled. Something's canceled. Okay? Yeah, their order is canceled. Their spiritual order is canceled. It's like they were told at Dunkin' Donuts, drive up, we'll bring your order out. And then no one ever comes out to bring their order. And then they go inside and find out the order was lost. No one has it. What happened to it? No one has your order. What do you mean no one has my order? So then they just have to walk away. It's 10:03 on the timer. Okay, on the 31st. I'm not on the time on the actual clock, sorry. 10:03 Mountain Standard Time. Okay? And so these covens, because this is my understanding so far, and it's layered, okay? So this is my understanding so far, okay? It is layered, and so at the foundation of all these cults, church or otherwise, you have to have a financial foundation. And Holy Spirit's showing me this as I break this down to you. I don't have this written down, okay? You have to have a foundation for financial means, because without money on this earth, you can do nothing or very little. You can breathe without money. You can walk without money. You can run without money. But eventually, you will need money for water, whether that's the water bill or a bottle of water. Eventually, you will need money for nourishment for your physical suit, for your meat suit. Okay? You will need money of some sort, a credit card or currency, in order to do that, or other type of currency to do that. Okay? Shouldn't look at credit cards as currency because it's not. So, right? Okay? It's a loan. Okay? That's what it's better classified as. And yes, it is currency, but it's better specified as a loan for responsibility's sake. So, there's money. Where does the money come from? So, in order to finance these secret societies, keep them alive from generation to generation to generation, whether it's Illuminati, Skull and Bones, any other Vatican, any other secret society, okay, that has perpetuated itself or constant or remained, what's the word? Remained vibrant or something like that. Yeah. That prospered from generation to generation to generation. Okay? They have the backing of the wealthiest families on this planet. Okay? So we're talking about the Romneys. We're talking about the Bushes. Okay? We are talking about these individuals who are part of these secret societies who are funding experiments and things that we get proof of, glimpses of, but then we're told publicly, the public is told some erroneous answer. Oh, that's just some whatever with the military. No, that was a real fucking alien UFO. Stop fucking around with us. Regardless of whether they came here to visit, esoteric visit, or something you released that you once captured. Okay? Somehow, some way, it's real and they try to downplay it. Okay? So, and so money. Okay? Rockefellers, all of these families, okay? The 0.001%. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? You have to be born into the family in order to even have an opportunity to be a part of these cults, Masons, Eastern Stars. Okay? And so when they have the money, then they can begin building the layers. Because then once they have the money, they can buy the buildings, they can buy the secret places where they meet, okay? They can assure the secret places of where they meet are kept that way, okay? They can buy people off, they can hide things, they can bury things, whether physically bury them or energetically bury them, okay? How do they energetically bury something? When you are brought to their attention, high vibrational being, they do spell work and things to keep you in low vibration, or attempt to. Okay? So they steal your energy, these flying monkeys from these covens and church cults and things, right? They take your energy, or attempt to, and they turn your energy, or try to, into what is meant for you. Okay? Because the energy is what the energy is. Okay? So if they take your promise, it's like someone coming into your house, Christmas time, under your tree. You have all these gifts, some for you, some for others, but you have all these gifts, all these whatevers. Look at them as gifts and talents, whatever's abilities. Right? All right. So there's a package under there that's a marriage, a divine union for you. There's packages under there that are star seed children for you. Okay, earth angels that you are to be birthed, that you are to birth into this earth. Okay, opportunities to heal others and opportunities to heal your karmic bloodline. There's wisdom packaged under there. There's enlightenment packaged under there. There's all these things. Your soul tribe is packaged under that tree. Okay, so the karmic comes in, the shadow energy. They look in. It's 10:10. They look in on the actual clock, Mountain Standard Time, and 69 degrees. There might be something about a Virgo. Sure. And so they come in through the window or some other means. They might ring the doorbell. Okay, again, I've let them in and you've let them in. They don't get in no more. Okay? Don't blame my English teacher for that. They don't get in anymore. All right? But, sure, we've let them in. I've let them in. You've let them in. Okay? The alleged plot. There's something about an alleged plot. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so, they know who you are. And today, as I look at it, I even question some that I've even recently spoken highly of. So, for instance, when I met my friend Marcia, who, from my understanding, passed, that could have been a fraud too, passed on 1/28 of 2020. That could be fraud. Um, Insurance fraud, that is, by her husband, whose name is Alfredo Benjamin Guerra. Okay, he's supposed to live somewhere down on West Palm Beach or something in Florida now. I helped him with his insurance claim with her when she passed in 2020. I did that. And so now I even question the relationship with her. Like, what was her place for bringing me to the Rock of Central Florida in 2000, or making me aware of that place in 2002? Was it with a good heart and good intentions? I see what the aftermath is. I really have to be constantly aware of my power and what I speak, because when I speak, it happens. I have to be aware of that. Because I was going to say something against Steve, and it's really not nice. Again, Steve, because of your level of responsibility and what you spoke is not what you do. What you say is not what you've done, Steve. Confirmation. It's 44 minutes exactly on the timer when I said that, and I'm looking at 99 number, the number 99102. 99102. Something about Florida and Illinois. Yep, again, something about Florida and Illinois. Different picture. Something about Florida and Illinois. Crazy. Okay? So, like I said, oftentimes these cults, these businesses, they are aware of you going into these places before you get there. collective. Okay? They know you're going for that interview, Earth Angel. Okay? Starseed, Lightworker, they know. Right? I'm thinking about Anna Mae Bullock's journey, how she ascended to Tina Turner. But she did that because she had to break away from the karmic and the karmics confirmation that were trying to keep her down. Because she's in the public eye, it's a bit more obvious to see her journey. The major karmic demonic energy in her life, the flying monkey, was Ike. Okay? There are others, other minions, okay? But he was the big dog. Okay? No matter how you cut it, slice it, dice it, the color of the box might be different, but it's the same shit on the inside. They try to steal your identity. They do magic against you. Witchcraft, beauty spells, water magic, moon magic, seances, things against you. Either believing you're unaware or until you become aware. And when either one of those things happen, and you send out the first nuclear bomb to shoot their shit out the air with a return to sender, 4707 on the timer, they want to turn around and tell everybody that you are the one doing witchcraft. I'm talking about religious ass people that go to church every fucking week. Every week. Every week. They stand up there with a Bible and try to tell you how to live your life the best way you can, when they are living a facade and their life is shitty. Truly, spiritually, it's shitty. It's dark, it's morbid, it's stagnant. Okay? But they're trying to lead you to the promised land. They can't lead their foot to take a right fucking step. How are they going to lead you? But this is how they function. So what is the purpose of flying monkeys, church covens, secret societies? What's their purpose? It's dominance, supremacy. That's their purpose. But they don't want to do it the righteous way. They don't want to do it the way that Job did it. They don't want to do it the way that Noah did it. They don't want to do it the way Enoch did it. And I don't know if I'd want to do it the way Noah did it. Okay? There's so few people, so few beings who've walked this planet in this suit that I would want to be like or conduct myself as. Confirmation. Very few. Very few. Okay? So they know who you are when you're birthed because they check the constellations. Okay? They know the numbers and synchronicities that matter. Okay? So if you're born on the 221st or 222nd day of the year, 222, Alexa, what is the 222nd day of the year?
From Wikipedia.org. August 10th is the 222nd day of the year, 223rd in leap years. In the Gregorian calendar, 143 days remain until the end of the year.
August 10th is the 222nd day of the year. 223 in the year, leap year, of course, in the Gregorian calendar, and that would leave 143 days left in the year from that date. Okay, August 10th, 810, 1-8. Breaks down to a 9. And that's the number, unless you're German, then it means no. 9! So their goal, their job, is that. It's to rule and reign, but through darkness. So they want to control you as if in America, for instance, this is a communist country, as if it was. That's how these secret societies in America want to control you. Okay? But they want to tell you it's a democracy. The military is honest and they tell you it's not a democracy. They tell you you're defending a democracy, but this is not a democracy. You do as you are told. Okay? Which again is good for order. Okay? Because too lenient to the left is chaos. Too lenient to the right, and you have robots and a depressed society. Okay? Okay? So, also there might be something about Kansas and Michigan. It was 51:55 on the video timer. That is what they're for. Okay? And so, our only protection, earth angels, light workers, star seeds, healers, empaths, the only extraterrestrial beings, the only true fight that we have against karmic energy is the spiritual. And that is to gird ourselves with the tools that Most High has given us. Chakra activation, chakra alignment, chakra clearing. Okay? And for the collective of us, high vibrational beings, 53 minutes exactly on the timer, we too are to forsake not the assembling of ourselves. That is what the cult covens, church covens, and secret societies do on a consistent basis. They forsake not the assembling of themselves. What does church do? They meet every week. Tuesday Bible study, Thursday prayer meeting, then they have a couple revivals, right? Guest speakers, 2 and 3 services a week. This is this. They forsake not the assembling of themselves. So we as a collective, we are starting to come together. And through platforms like this, whether they like it or not, they meaning YouTube, whether YouTube likes it or not, their platform is being used to bring about the changes that are necessary and to bring soul tribes together. So thanks, YouTube, with your karmic ass. Okay? There might be something about crypto. Something. Okay? I had a situation with a life insurance agent. I'm going to share this. I had a situation with a life insurance agent. This life insurance agent's name is Lan Ostergaard. Okay. I met Lan while I was a part of Business International, Business Networkers International, or BNI. Okay, you've often heard me speak about that business networking organization started in 1988 or something by Dr. Ivan Meisner. Um, and Lynn is a life insurance agency, either way. Okay. And because I was a kidney transplant recipient, I am now. Well, yeah, whatever. I knew because I tried to get life insurance in the past, and I knew that as a kidney transplant recipient in the state of Florida, Florida will not approve of that. The state of Florida will not. They in Florida, you cannot get insured if you are on dialysis or you are a kidney transplant recipient. That's some shit that needs to change. DeSantis, and I say his name only because he's the one in office currently, right? It could be Scott or anybody else. They could change it at any point in time. But there is no reason why anybody who needs insurance should be denied insurance for any reason. Isn't that what insurance is for? Insurance is not there to be denied. What is that? That's not insurance. That's why to me insurance is one of the biggest scams in the world, no matter what type it is. Okay? Auto insurance. I haven't had a car accident in 20 years. I've been paying car insurance. Motherfuckers ain't sent me a rebate. Motherfuckers didn't send me no fucking gift card. I've been paying your fucking mansion off. I hate insurance agencies. Okay? No matter what the type it is, because they're greedy. There needs to be a law, something stated that says, ooh, so one of the good things, I just read about some company changing something to cash refunds. What was that? Oh, airlines. Thank you, Most High. Airlines going to cash refunds now. So if your flight gets canceled, you get a refund. If you get kicked off your flight, you get a cash refund. Cash. That's good. Right? I've always wondered why it takes a corporation, 2 seconds to press a button and take the money, and 10 to 13, 14 days, 20 days, 30 days to return it back to you. Because they're making money on your money. Bank or whoever. That's what they do. Confirmation with whatever that ding was. Okay? So, that's what their goal is, collective. As they speak in their karmic coven buildings, to steal, kill, and destroy. That is why they are here. Most of them are saying that and don't even realize they are actually the ones doing it in their religious, karmic ass, closed off ways with all their laws and bylaws and statutes and what you can do and can't do. And it's a lie. It's a lie. Okay? Also, I wonder if Jim Schneider is a part of this. His church is Beth Tome in Rutland, Vermont. Vermont might be significant for your journey. Or someone named Jim or James or S or Schneider. Or you might like pretzels. So, beware of the flying monkeys, collective. No matter where you are in your journey, please open your third eye in your crown and be aware so that when you hear, see, smell, or otherwise sense karmics wanting to date you, karmics wanting you to hang out with them, be a part of their COVID, try to flip you, okay? Be aware. All right? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go. My name is Nehru. This is Esoteric Guidance, spreading the truth about what it is that these fake churches and dark society organizations, groups, clubs, what they are doing in an attempt to separate man from divine source. Humans don't belong to Most High. Man does. Humans do not. So I think about the obvious ways in which we see these flying monkeys function in our society each and every day. Many of these flying monkey processes release convicted felons back into the street weeks, months after they've been convicted, even a couple of years after they've been convicted. When they should be in there for the remainder of their life, they get released. It's 10:30. They get released only to go out and do worse. Okay? This is the work of the enemy. The enemy worked through Kamala to release convicts back into society, or whatever president or whatever senator or whatever mayor, governor, whoever. That's how it happens. And it's in such subtle ways on the daily basis now, over millennia, that most people don't even pay attention to it. Oh, that little girl was walking down the street. Somebody snatched her up and took her, and she was found in the cornfield, unalived. And that's all they think about it. But in truth, that was an earth angel that the secret society, the dark church covens and those people, places, and things, right? And they're all mixed in there. It's part government agency employees, all sorts of shit. People who work for YouTube, people who work for X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, all of it has these dark cells. So they're watching us. Okay? This is the reason why, in most cases where you find an innocent victim unalived, this is why, in most cases, even if they're an adult, in most cases, okay? Confirmation with that double knock. These are victims who were of the light. They could have been 3. Okay? John Walsh's son, the original host of America's Most Wanted. I don't know who hosts it now. I haven't seen that in forever. Okay? John Walsh's son was an earth angel, was a spirit guide, starseed. So what did his kidnapping and death bring about? Fortunately, John was aware enough, whether he realizes this from a spiritual perspective or not, John was aware enough to dig deep within himself after I'm sure he pulled himself up from being down in the abyss after such a tragedy, such an act. And America's Most Wanted was birthed, and now he's not only captured his son's perpetrator, but hundreds of others, because he alchemized it. He didn't end up a drug addict, because that's letting the flying monkeys get you. Okay? He didn't end up strung out on drugs on the side of the road somewhere begging for money and food. Those are the ones that the flying monkeys got. Every last one of them. It doesn't matter. I see them in southern Arizona, and because of the weather, they're plentiful here. I've never seen the homeless population the way it is in Tucson. It is shocking. Yeah, shocking. Okay, far worse than it was in Central Florida before they changed the panhandling laws and all that sort of thing. Far worse. Okay, or far more. I don't know if it's better or worse. To me, Arizona's far better than Florida, but I have my own personal reasons for that. Something about a sunflower. Sunflower is my favorite flower. We need to be the sunshine because there's so little of it. Despite the actual Amun Ra sun rising each and every day to illuminate this planet and give us vitamin D and Gaia, much of the planet is still in the darkness as far as its beings are concerned. There's something about the name Joel. I got that name the other day, Joel. Okay, I have I think it's cousin named Joel. Much younger than me. Joel has to be 20 years younger than I am. Joel's mother is, I don't remember if it's Tyra or Valerie. Either one of those names might be significant for you. Vala, Joel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. um, so, this is what that looks like. Again, it's so subtle and we're so used to it that we just chalk it up to, wow, that's unfortunate. The mother or father that drives their children with them seated in the car into the lake, that individual's working for the enemy. So it's not just a bad mom. That literally is a demon that possessed that woman or man's body that told them to do that. Some of them, after the demon leaves them or they have a moment of clarity, they tell police officers, detectives, whoever, a voice told me to do that. That's the fucking truth. That's the truth in some cases. That's the truth. Something possessed them. But that's what Covens and Coates do. And that's the risk you run when you do not separate yourself for a time. That's what happens. When you do not go within for a time, that's what happens. Okay? I should rob them. I should take from them. Do witchcraft. They think they're this. They think they're that. That is all the enemy. It's all the dark monkey energy. All the dark Luciferian, Apophis, Jezebelian, Lilith. All the enemy. All of it. All of it. All of it. And even prior to 2007, I did some karmic things prior to 2007, including the woman I was dating, the only person I've ever dated twice, horrific. The only person I've ever dated twice, horrible. That has to be one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life. Huh? But yeah. Okay. DUI during that up between birth and 2007. Got a DUI. Yeah. And again, not out robbing, cheating, stealing, killing in that physical way. But yeah. Right? I shouldn't have gone back to her. By the way, her name is Cynthia. That name might be significant for you. Cindy or Cynthia. Her last name is Garcia. Okay, I have an aunt who, well, I'm not part of that family, but I grew up believing that I had an aunt whose name is Cynthia. Her last name is Pitchfork. No coincidence. The devil looks cute, y'all. The devil looks cute. Most High is stunning, but the devil looks cute. And sometimes cute is enough to lure somebody in. Confirmation, confirmation. Sometimes cute is good enough. Just good enough as I look at a fucking picture of P. Diddy ass on the fucking screen. Psh, yeah. Yeah. Here comes Oprah. Here comes Quincy. Here comes Dwayne Wade. Here comes Dwayne, what's his name? Martin. Here comes Will Smith. Yeah. Epstein, Weinstein, all them motherfuckers. Get them. Get them. Do you know what this is doing for us, collective? Do you know? So all of this that's going down with these celebrities, dark celebrities, I don't know who P. Diddy's been doing witchcraft against and whose energy he's been taking and whoever he's involved with who's been helping him take whose ever energy in order for him to sustain whatever livelihood he had. It's 10:40 on the actual clock. 10:40. You need to look that angel number up. It was 11:11. That is a twin flame journey. Okay, so if you are seeing 11:11, you are on a twin flame journey. If you're seeing that angel number consistently. Okay, 11:11. So the arrest and subsequent jailing of, well, I guess sentencing maybe, and the subsequent sentencing of, putting away of these individuals off the streets and away from Hollywood. That's what I started to call it, Hollywood. Once it was official that I a year ago, a year and a half ago, I was saying this shit. A year and a half ago, and others too on this platform were saying this. Okay? Well, I don't know if they were. I say that, but I know I was. Okay? I just suspect that I'm not the only one. Few, but not the only one. Okay? And so they're making room for those who can come in and really, truly, and I started chanting this last night. I'm going to share that with you in a moment. I started chanting something this morning, last night, but yeah, this morning too. I was. This is how the karmics get dethroned, collective. This is how the karmics get dethroned today. Again, their methods over time since the beginning have changed because technology, right? Advancements in society, confirmation with the double knock, but their reason behind it all is the same, and that is to rule you, me, this planet with karmic dark energy to keep you in the program. That's what George Herbert Walker Bush's plan is. That's what George W. Bush's plan is. From generation to 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 generation. That was their goal. And I do say was. Okay? So when you watch the news, try to watch it with a spiritual eye moving forward. Okay? Not as they tell you, but how it is confirmation. See, did you hear that? He kept trying to start it, and then when I finished that, it started. Did you hear that? synchronicity. Okay. So, someone being snatched up off the street, random drive-by, and a child is hit with the bullet and the child is unalived, and then the intended target lives. You just snatched that angel from that family. Because the karmic demonic flying monkey decided to get in the car with their headbands on, you dumb ignorant ass motherfucker, and do a drive-by, completely careless about careless about the individuals, spirit beings around them, walking up and down the street, or the others in that house. Okay? All of it, all of it, all of it, from the robbery at the convenience store, all of it is the work of darkness, secret societies, church covens, cults. Okay? Again, working behind the scenes. Primarily, there are times when they do things just to do them. Primarily, they're working against the higher vibrational beings on this planet. And if you were a lower vibrational being and then you became a higher vibrational being, you also became a target. Okay? But you are protected should you choose to not turn to darkness again. You will be protected. Confirmation. So collective. Happy Thursday. Happy 10/31. Okay. I hope you're doing well. And protect yourself. Okay. Obviously, we know what today is on the calendar in the U.S., and we know what that means for spirit. We know what that means for the enemy, darkness, right? So protect yourself and be aware. Okay, today, always, but today, before you go to sleep tonight, meditate, burn sage, okay? Clear your energy, whatever that means for you, however you can do that, okay? There's so many different ways to do that I don't even feel it's necessary to even ramble off any of them anymore. Okay? Confirmation. Because we know. And if you do not, then simply go on YouTube and look up how to clear your energy, how to clear the energy, how to cleanse your energy, how to clear your chakras, how to clear your chakras, activate your chakras. Okay? That is the only way out of the matrix. It's through spirituality. Religion, no matter how many times you go to church a week, religion, no matter how good the preacher, religion will never, ever, ever get you to you fulfilling your destiny. Religion will never, 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 ever do that. Only spirituality can get you to complete fulfillment. Religion will give you blips and blurps. Okay? I realized this when I was at the Rock of Central Florida one day, and I think it was really, truly highest divine white light bringing it to my attention and how I would not be in that land for the remainder of my life, which Steve has often said that's his purpose. And that's great. He knows his purpose. I hope it is. Okay? For however long that building is there. Or, yeah. Okay? Or someone's willing to give him money to keep it. So, because that's all the money's really used for. And if you don't believe me, then why are there homeless people in Sanford and they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, or even thousands of dollars in the bank? That should not be, should it? And I'm not saying every homeless person needs to be helped. Some of them are voluntarily homeless, okay? I guess in some way I've been voluntarily homeless because I wasn't begging, okay? Not looking for handouts. I trusted the Father to feed me every day. And in the 3 times that I was homeless, I only went hungry without eating one day. One day. Okay? Confirmation burp. Compliments to the collective and to the esoteric beings and highest divine white light. Compliments to you all. If you resonate with what I'm saying, I know we're in a good place. I know we're in a launching place. Okay? Because we are denouncing evil. Right? So be of good cheer. You overcome the world that is against you. And again, that's the karmic energy. That's the flying monkeys and covens and cults that seek to destroy. Okay? It doesn't matter what they tried to take from you. Your life, in some cases. Some of us were literally poisoned. 2 months after I moved in with the Scorpio, I had shingles. She was trying to poison me. Okay? Or she was already sick and she was trying to get me sick. But I know today, for a long time, I thought that that individual was, that I thought that that, call it like it is, I thought that that demon was a fallen twin flame. But I know today that they were karmic from the beginning. 1:21:21 on the timer, 1 hour, 21 minutes, 21 seconds. I know that they were karmic from the beginning and they were actually sent confirmation, they were sent in to unalive me. Confirmation with all the creaking. That's the ancestors. You hear all that? You hear all that? That's the ancestor saying, yep, 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 yep. You hear all that? Yeah. Thanks, Berlin. Thanks, Odessa. Odessa has always protected me, or attempted to, against sorry ass women. That's my grams. It's my grams. It's my grams. Confirmation. She's always protecting me against karmic ass women. Should have listened when you told me the first time about Martise Grams. That's my bad. Told me about her in 1996. Should have listened. She was like, she's a lazy ass. You shouldn't be in the military and she ain't working. Yeah, Grams was right. She was a karmic ass. Sent in by the enemy. And she was. That's why she left less than 2 years later and went with the supposed sperm donor and has been with him since. And she still follows his instructions as he's in a jail cell or dead. He might have died already. I don't know. Okay. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:52 a.m.
10:52 and 70 degrees. That's a 17. Right? 10:52 and 7. 17. So again, collective. The military says to stay alert and stay alive, or the Army does. I don't know if all of them use that saying. Stay alert, stay alive. Stay spiritually alert and stay alive. Okay? Continue to ascend, continue to do your work. Justice is assured if you stay the course. Okay? And do not waver. Thank you so much for being a part, again, of the channel. As always, be encouraged.